Oh my god. This is it, boys. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yep, that's me dying at 92% on my new hardest theory of everything, too. By this point, many people might ask, well, how did this end up happening? Well, it's kind of because, I get nervous every time I get to the end of the level. I mean, it happened to me with club step. I died at 97%, which is probably the easiest part of the level that's not insane difficulty. And, bro, Toad2's ending is not that bad, okay? It's not actually that bad. And, yeah, we just have Vortrox suffering in the corner. And no, I didn't feel that bad because I wasn't playing Phobos, the worst extreme demon of all time. I was playing a good level, and I still ended up choking. Even Vortrox agreed that that's the easiest part of the level. And I agree with Toad2 also. The community's opinion on Toad2's difficulty is not very great. It is definitely the second hardest Rob Top level. It's very, backhand on Club Step, though. Club Step only took me more attempts because I had a copy of it that was 52 to 100. It would have only taken me, maybe 3,000 attempts if that copy never existed. So I booted up my first stream on Toad2, and I started practicing the level. And like any normal person, I started practicing the end just to avoid, a fail there. That kind of didn't work, and I was kind of able to get that run pretty quickly. And 86 to 100, yeah. It wasn't that bad.
Oh, man. Yo! Let's go!
With the end of the level down that quick, I thought I could actually beat this quickly. Spoiler alert, foreshadowing is a bit too popular. Then I went back a little bit and started practicing the 79 to 81 ship. I hate to say this, but we're gonna need to go over this. This is going to be the first choke point I will go over in the video because it is by far the hardest. Go over why this part is so hard, we must start from the beginning of this part and put it in slow-mo. This part starts off with a really awkward ship section that ends up mixing the two gameplay elements of ships and slopes. These two gameplay elements should never go together, and it even has the audacity to go upside down, and then put us into more weird stuff that's riddled with weird timings, weird gameplay, and it's just weird to go through. Because this is by far the most evil part in Toad2. And it is definitely the hardest part of Toad2 too, by the way. So to get a more in-depth explanation and go over the choke points in order, we are going to start from the beginning. I just put random GD gameplay of a level I beat 5 months ago just because, because I wanted to keep you guys hooked and I don't just want a black screen talking over my voice. So, we're gonna go over this part. Even though this isn't the hardest part of the level, it's still a very great choke point because of the awkward timings it contains. So, we're gonna go back, and this easy UFO part starts. Well, yeah, this will be a choke point once you start the level, but don't worry. Once you get consistent with it, it's not that bad. Its click pattern is pretty easy to understand, except for this. This click, I think I have died to over 20 times, and it's just not fun to go through. And then it goes upside down again, and then you have to do a bit a couple delayed presses, which isn't that bad. And I don't think we really need to go over this ball part because it's not that hard, so I'll just speed past it and get past next to the interesting part of the level. Now we have the second UFO. I don't know why Rob Top was drunk while making this because the only game mode that goes well with slopes is the cube and the wave because you can use them for good gameplay elements and the wave is meant to have slopes. You just riddle us into this weird timing, weird stuff. I have to show you in slow motion just so you can see how annoying this part actually gets. And yes, this is a choke point, by the way. This whole part is around easy demon difficulty, and the first UFO is around harder difficulty, and the evil clicks can really get you sometimes. For the next choke point of the level, we have this evil ship part. I don't know what to call this ship part, so I'm just going to call it the second ship part, I believe. So we're going to go over this part real quick. It starts with not very hard. It's just like holding and awkward clicking and stuff. And then it goes upside down, and you're going to have to maneuver your way because there are fake destroying blocks, and you pretty sure the only way to go is like up through their blocks, and then you got to go over through that part where you have to awkwardly switch from upside down to right side up, and then you go into here where it like swings off and it's annoying to get through. Then you go through that portal, and then you just hold here. This part isn't very hard. And then we have this. Yeah, no. Let me just roll the clip. Rob Top, are we seriously making straight fly in an easy demon? And then you have to maneuver your way through there because it's got some memorization. It's not very bad. Then you go through there and you have to awkwardly maneuver your way through this part. And then after that, you go back into a cube, and this part isn't that bad. Then we have our next choke point, the memory ball. So I have a quick tip for anyone trying to beat Toad 2 and doesn't know how to do this memory part. These blocks are always going to be your player color 1. So if your player color 1 is blue and your player color 2 is, let's say, white, and then the fake blocks are going to be white and the real blocks are going to be blue. So then this part is already really awkward because you already have, it's kind of a spam part. Like, I'm pretty sure how I learned how to do it is like 6 CPS at the least. And then we have this easy wave part that I don't need to go over. After that, we're chucked into this awkward ship part where you have to maneuver yourself pretty quickly. So we're going to go over this. Rob Top, we should not have stuff like this in an easy demon. I feel like this is the second hardest part of the level. And I feel like this could be around medium demon difficulty, but at the max, it's about like an easy demon plus. And then, do you see that gap, bro? What is that? Let me just zoom in real quick. Psycho's third coin was just bad enough, Rob Top. What are we doing? What is that Psycho's gap, bro? Then we get to this easy cube part that I don't need to go over, and that's the final choke point of the level. So, since we already went over everything about this level, I'm just gonna play the completion, and then after that, I'll say the details about my completion.
Oh my god, bruh. Oh, why?
What? 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 Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes! Bowser, let's go! First, our attempt count sits at 1,736. Pretty painstaking, huh? For streams for completion and days for completion, it took me 9 days to beat Toe2, and, it took me 9 days and I think around 8 days and 9 streams. For our enjoyment level, I will give Theory of Everything 2 a 7 out of 10.